Hi everyone. So welcome again to Learn European Portuguese Online. This video is about my online course. I want to give you a little bit of the feeling of how my online course goes, and maybe you think that you want to know more, and just feel free to ask anything. And yeah, I just want you to see how I would go about my lessons and what you can expect from it. So today I'm gonna give you some insights about verbo ser. You can see it here on my screen, I hope. Verbo ser, and also about verbo estar. So as you may know, this is the verb to be. And I speak about it on my first lecture, from my A1 course, and I use the same slides you're seeing here now. And so I thought I could take advantage of them to let you know everything about these two verbs. So the first one I'm going to speak about is verbo ser. As you know, in Portuguese, then we have two ways of saying to be. It's verbo ser and also verbo estar. And this can be confusing to people of other languages that only have one kind of to be. So if you're Spanish, maybe you will have an advantage. If you're English, I think that it's going to be more complicated, but let me try then and explain to you the difference between these two verbs. So as I was saying, the first one we have here is verbo ser. I start by telling you the conjugation. So we have here the singular part is eu sou. This is I am, eu sou. And then you have tu és. That's like you are. Você é. That also means you are, but it's a formal way of saying it. In Portuguese, we have tu for an informal way, and you have você for a formal way of saying you. Then we have ele é, he is. Ela é, she is. And then we have the plural, nós somos, we are. Oh, hi, tienda animal. That's for my cats and dogs. Nós somos is we are, and vocês são is you are, plural, so you all are. And then eles são, they are, and elas são, it's also they are, but for feminine, so when you have only women, for example. So again, I'm gonna repeat. We have eu sou, tu és, você é, ele é, ela é, nós somos, vocês são, eles são, elas são. Okay, so this is the conjugation. That's the easier part. But when should you use this verb? So we use it with things that have a permanent status, theoretically. Well, maybe you don't get what I'm saying right now, but just hang in there. So what I mean is, like, if I say, for example, I am tall, this is unlikely to change, right? So I will use the verb ser, not verb estar, and I will say eu sou, remember? So eu sou alta, that means tall. So basically, me becoming shorter is not really an option. Okay, maybe when I'm older, when I start shrinking. But anyways, you know what I mean. So we use it for things that are unlikely to change. They might change, of course. Everything can change, I guess. But we use it for things that are unlikely to change, okay? More specifically, we use it to introduce ourselves or others. So I say eu sou a Mia. Eu sou a Mia. So I'm saying I am Mia, and it's unlikely that I'm gonna start being someone else, so it's unlikely to change that I am Mia, so I just say eu sou a Mia, okay? Then I'm giving other examples. Este é o Dominic, this is Dominic. Estes são os meus amigos, these are my friends, and so on. So, you also use verbo ser to tell your nationality. Eu sou portuguesa. So, it's very unlikely as well that I become something else. At least it's a harder process. So, I just can use the verb ser. Eu sou portuguesa. Another thing that you might argue is not really a permanent thing, and you are right, is your profession. To tell our profession, we also use the verb ser. And okay, it's true that we can change our jobs, right? But you have to understand that probably in ancient times, if you were studying to be a doctor, you would be a doctor forever. If you studied to be a teacher, you would probably be a teacher forever. So I guess it's my theory that therefore we use the verb ser. So we say something like, I would say, eu sou professora. I am a teacher. Okay, you also use it to tell your place of origin, your country, your city, etc. So, eu sou do Porto, because I am from Porto and that's it. I was born here, I'm from here. And that's really not possible to change, okay? Eu sou de Portugal, I'm from Portugal, it's the same. You also use the ser to talk about a personal or physical characteristic, as I was saying in the beginning. So, ela é bonita, she is pretty. Ele é simpático, he is nice. Alright, you can argue that this can change, but we are describing the people as we think they are, right? So I don't think that this will change like easily. You also use it to talk about the civil state, what I mean is the marital status. I didn't really know how to say that at the time. I found out it's like marital status. So if you're married or single or whatever, okay, you can also argue that this can change. It's really even likely to change nowadays, unfortunately. But again, I guess that in the times, like in the older times, this was not so likely to change. So we, at least not from married to single again or divorced. So we use the permanent status of the verb. So we use the verb ser. And we say something like, eu sou solteira. Eu sou solteira. That's I am single. Ele é casado. He is married. Okay, we also use it to tell the time. Okay? And funny thing, right? You can say, but time changes all the time. Yes, you are right. But we are saying what time is at that precise moment, or we are asking what time it is at that precise moment. And at that precise moment, it cannot change because that moment has that specific hour, minute, second, okay? And so you have to look at it as in chunks, okay, of time. And anyways, even if you don't see it, we do use the verb to be to tell the time. So we say something like são 8 horas. That this would be translated into there are 8 hours, something like that. But it means it's 8 o'clock, and é uma hora, it's 1 o'clock, for example. You can also use the verb ser to describe a geographic place. For example, o Porto é em Portugal. It's unlikely that Porto is going to be ever anywhere else, unless we are conquered again by the Spanish, who knows. But yes, so o Porto é em Portugal. And that's it for the verb ser. Okay, I give here an example. I do also in my online course the same example. Olá, eu sou a Mia e sou portuguesa. Eu sou professora e sou do Porto. Eu sou alta e magra. Well, eu sou solteira. Agora são 5 horas. Okay? In fact, now são 3 horas, but okay. You can do this exercise. Feel free. Okay. And yeah, so just let me know about it if you want. So then we have the other kind of the verb to be, which is the verb estar, and this is the conjugation. Eu estou, I am. Tu estás, you are, informal. Você está, you are, formal. Ele está, he is. Ela está, she is. Then we have the plurals. Nós estamos, we are. Vocês estão, you are. Eles estão, they are. Elas estão, they are feminine. Funny thing about the elas estão, right? Do you hear it? We put a Z. If you want to know more about it, do get my course. You will find about these things as well, as I also speak about pronunciation and all of that. But so again we have eu estou, tu estás, você está, ele e ela está, nós estamos, vocês estão, eles estão, elas estão. Okay? And the use of this verb. So this is for temporary things. Remember the ser was for permanent, this one is for temporary. So things that can change much more easily. So for example, to talk about a temporary state of or condition, you can say, for example, eu estou cansada. At the end of this video, maybe I will be, I don't know. Eu estou cansada means I am tired. I'm here actually my new sofa. So I'm not that tired. But anyways, if you want to say I'm tired or I'm happy or I am whatever you want. I can't think of anything that's funny. I am cold, for example, or whatever. Then you use eu estou, okay? In this case, eu estou cansada. And we also use the verb estar to speak about a moving place. I mean, for example, my cat is here right now. So o gato está na sala, but she could go somewhere else later. So that means that she can easily move, and that means we have to use the temporary verb, right? The estar in this case. So o gato está na sala, for example. Then you also use it to talk about the weather. What else, right? The weather is constantly changing, so this one is pretty straightforward. For example, we can say está frio, it's cold, or está sol, it's sunny, and so on. And also you can use it to greet others, to ask how they are, because how they are right now, how they are feeling can change as well. So we say, as you probably have seen before, como estás? How are you? Como estás? And that's it for today, because someone also asked me about the tenses, and so I find that it is very important to know these two verbs because we use them all the time, and I hope that you liked it. As you can see, I have a lot of slides in my course. If you, I cover, for example, the alphabet, I cover many things like the vowels, verbs. I'm also speaking about verbs here and everything. So you just take a look at it. Maybe it will be something for you. And anyways, even if you don't, I hope that you enjoyed this little video about SER and ESTAR. Subscribe to get more of them. And also, if you have more questions, go to www.learn-portuguese.org. to find out about my online course, as I said, also to get some more materials, free materials, and to read about my blog posts if you are interested. I hope so. See you soon.